morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Hey guys, my name is Marisa. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're returning, welcome back. And so this morning, last night, okay, I had a dream last night, so I want to share it with you because it was so encouraging. But let me give you a little backstory because I've been in my car in Brooklyn for like 5 months now, like all by myself, and it was so crazy because I felt like um I felt like I'm in the middle of the busiest city in the world, right? New York City, and I felt all alone, It was so bizarre. It was like the weirdest feeling because you're in this town and people are crawling on top of each other. There's people everywhere. Like I finally found the quietest street in Brooklyn, and like it it's so nice over here. There's hardly any traffic, but uh there's people everywhere, and yet I was like, I feel so alone, and that was just part of the winter season. The winter is so barren, and we go through winter seasons of our lives where we need to be cooped up and staying warm with the Lord, and just spending that one-on-one time, that quality time with Him. And um, so anyway, I was I'm the type of person where like you could put me in solitary confinement and it wouldn't even be a punishment. It wouldn't even be, it would be like a reward. You know what I mean? Like I can do the solitude. That's not a big deal. But after a while, like after months and months and months, it's like, okay, you start, you just want to live again, like the springtime, you come back to life, and so anyway, that's kind of what I've been going through is like, okay, like I'm starting to get antsy now. It's like, because, I've had down seasons before, but like I'm a doer. Like I like to go do stuff. And so I've always had like an assignment or something I'm working on or something, something going on. And so for the season where the Lord's like, sit down and be quiet, you know, um, sorry, there's a fly. It, it, it was nice, for a while, the quality time and the downtime. That's good. That was, it was appropriate. But now I can feel the season shifting, and so I just started praying, because and I talk to my friends back home all the time and on the phone and stuff. So it's not that. And I talk to my mama and my daddy, and and they always are like, "Are you coming home yet? Are you coming home yet? Are you coming home yet?" and after this long hard season of eating survival food and you just want a home cooked meal, so I was like, well, I started to get a little homesick basically, and so I'm like, oh, I'd give anything just to go home and have my mama cook for me right now, and or go out to eat with my friend Betty or Terry or just something, like just have some like interaction with human beings, and so I told my mom the other day, I was like, well, I know I need to do something because now it's starting to get warm, and I don't have a solar panel or a fan in here. So I have the power station, but I don't have the solar panel to run a fan on because you have to have constant electricity coming in to be able to run appliances like that. I can go charge my box when I'm driving and stuff, but you can't really run constant equipment when you don't have the solar panel. So anyway, I was like, I got to do something because it's starting to get warm. Like today, I just de-winterized my truck, so I put away all my winter clothes and rearranged everything and pulled out all my summer clothes and tried to make it more comfortable back there because it gets hot, and so luckily I found this quiet street there because it's I can sleep with the windows down. I know that sounds crazy. My mom's like, you're gonna get raped and killed. I'm just like, I'm not worried about it. I slept on the streets of LA, like literally under bridges. I don't care. Like I don't care. I will sleep with the windows down. I am not gonna die in here. So so anyway, I don't lack for courage. How about that? So anyway, I might be a little stupid though, but it doesn't matter. I have weapons and I have Jesus, so it's like, bring it. I don't even care. I don't even care at this point. If I die, I die. So anyway, I'm joking, not joking, but anyway, so I told my mom, I was like, okay, well, just I don't know what I'm doing next. I don't know what the Lord is doing. He still hasn't told me the why he brought me here, right? Like, so that's the conundrum, is like, why did you bring me here? I've been asking for 5 months. And like, I mean, there's some things he just won't answer, and it's like, come on. Those things have to be revealed, it's not it, you just have to believe. The part of the faith is you don't see, you just have to believe. And then, like, he'll lead you into it, and he can't tell you ahead of time, because you might fumble the ball, you might mess it up, because then you try to step out ahead of him and all that stuff. So anyway, so I prayed and I was like, okay, Lord, if you won't tell me why I'm here, you know, you don't, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what to do, can I leave? Can I go home? Can I just go home? Like, can I do that? Because I have to ask for permission. You can't just do stuff and then, well, you brought me here for something. Was it just to have alone time with you? Was it just to get me out of my element? Like, is there a reason I'm here? I don't have answers, basically. So then I started like, well, can I go home then? Because it's getting warm out, and so then I prayed, and then last night, like yesterday, I was like, okay, Lord, like, I'm just gonna go home tomorrow, and then if I'm going in the wrong direction, you will stop it somehow, right? Like, you will prevent it from happening. And so that's what I prayed last night, because I needed an answer from the Lord. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm just gonna go home, and if you don't want me to go, then stop it, And so he gave me a dream, and in the dream, it was so crazy, because like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh, I know that was from the Lord. There's dreams that you like, I know my God dreams versus like, I don't really have normal dreams. I just have God dreams, and I hadn't had a God dream in a while. So sorry, there's a giant helicopter. So I woke up in the middle of the night and recorded it, and went back to sleep, because I was like, oh, that was my answer. But the dream was so bizarre that I knew it was my answer, but I didn't. I was too tired to, like, you know, contemplate the dream. I just went right back to sleep, because I was like, that's too much for me to handle right now, because it was one of those, like, there was a lot of symbolism in the dream. And so anyway, so when I woke up, I just started pondering on this dream, because I was like, oh, that was definitely my answer, but I don't understand it. So I had to break it down and pray about it, and then he gave me the interpretation, so I want to share it with you. And so in the dream, okay, so I was gonna go to this foreign country, right? But before my trip, I went to this little pawn shop, or um, I don't know if it was like an antique store or a pawn shop, or some type of little shop like that, right? And the shopkeeper was there, and I told him, I was like, I'm going on this trip, and he's like, oh, and it was to some foreign country. It was some, like, I want to say Indian or Asian country, but I didn't know the country. I just knew it was like, well, later on I would figure out, like, it was a different country, right? And he pulled out this, like, book of coins, right? And he was like, well, I have some of these old coins from that country. Just take them. He's like, just take them with you. And you might. He's like, I don't know what he didn't even tell me the value of them. He was just like, you might need them on your journey. You know what I mean? But I just knew, okay, you know how, like, foreign currency in America is meaningless to us. We don't need it, but like there's coin collectors and people that collect different currencies from other nations and stuff. But in our nation, those currencies don't really mean anything, right? So anyway, he just handed me this little pile of coins, right? And I put them in my pocket, and then the next thing you know, I'm in this foreign country, and so I'm going around, and I'm just interacting with the people and buying stuff, and I pull out one of the coins to pay for something I was getting, and the guy looked at it, and he didn't say anything, but he was like, I can't break this. Like, I can't break this and give you change. And I was like, oh, well, just keep the change then. You know what I mean? But the way he looked, he didn't excited and ran off. And I was like, oh, that was weird. Anyway, so then I go about, and I'm in the next scene, and I'm at this little restaurant, and there's this little, I don't know if he Indian or like Asian, I don't know, but he was like a little guy. He was like helping me get my food and stuff, serving me my food, and I pulled out another coin to pay him, and he's like, I can't break that. Do you know what that's worth? And I was like, no. And I think it was India, because he was like, rupees. I think it was rupees. And he was like, that's worth 2 million rupees. It might have been Thailand. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter. It was worth 2 million of their dollars. And I was like, $2 million? Like, but I was like, in my mind, I'm still thinking like in American currency. And I was like, what's that? Like 200 US dollars? You know what I mean? I don't know. Cause you know how like their currency will be hyperinflated versus our currency. So it might take like like 1,000 of their dollars to equal one of ours. So I was just like, oh well, and I could tell like I had given it to him, and I told him to keep it, and he was like, but I can't take, at first he didn't want to take it because of the value of it. He's like, it was like a blessing to him. It was such a blessing to him, but he didn't want to give it back either because it was such a blessing to him. And I was like, it's okay, just keep it. And then I was like, well, do I have any coins left? And then it started hitting me like as I was walking away, and I was like, man, I was like, these coins, I was like, I wonder how much they are worth. Like, I never even thought about their value. I never even thought about the value of these coins. I was like, I wonder what they equal in American dollars, like, so that I could get some perspective of what they were worth. And so I reach in my pocket and I'm like searching all around. I'm like, I don't even think I have any. I think I gave all my coins away. And then I found some, right? And I was like, oh, good, I still have some. And then I woke up. I think I woke up after that. I might have anyway. But let me get to the interpretation. But okay, this is so crazy because it was such a bizarre dream. But there's so much symbolism in this dream. Okay, so Lord help me break this down. So okay, so the shopkeeper was the Holy Spirit, right? And the coins are our talents, our gifts. And he had given me these gifts and talents to go on this journey. And but while we're in the shop in America, those coins have no value to us, right? It like where we are in our hometown, right? Because our economy runs on a different currency, and it's of much more value than a place like that, right? So to us, those little coins are meaningless, right? But when God takes us and puts us in an environment that is not our home, right? Somewhere different, all of a sudden those same coins mean a whole lot more, right? Those same talents mean a whole lot more in a different environment, because the coins, it's not really about money, it's about your talent, your gifts. And so when I saw the first man, and like I give him a coin, and he knows what it's worth. He knows this value of this coin. He doesn't even want to tell me. He doesn't even want to tell me because he knows that I know, or he knows that I don't know what it's worth. I don't even know the value of my own coins, right? And so he runs off because he just got a blessing. He doesn't even want to tell me. He's like, see ya. You know what I mean? And then the second man, he was so much more humble, and he was like, no, do you know what this is worth? Like, he was like broken over the gift of the talent that I gave him, of the coin. And so he told me the value of the coin, and I remember in the dream too, he was like crying, and like his whole family was rejoicing, and they were all like their whole life was going to be different because of this coin, right? And so then I'm like, oh wait, what do I have? What am I even carrying? I don't even know what I've got in my pocket, right? So then I have to start searching, and I'm like, wait, do I have some left? So I pull them out, and I'm like, oh good, I still got plenty of coins. And so here's the thing. God will give you talents and skills that aren't suitable for where you're from. He will take you somewhere different, and the thing that was meaningless where you were from is going to be of great value to other people in other places. And a lot of times we don't even know the value of what we're carrying. We don't even understand the value of what's in our own pocket, what God has equipped us with. And so he has to take us out of our element to a place where those same things where it was just rubbish back home, it's going to be of great value somewhere else. And so the Lord was like, nope, you can't go home. You can't go home. So it's like, dang it, okay. But at least he answered me, you know what I mean? I got my answer from the Lord. And so we're here. We're going to sweat this thing out. I was like, Lord, I would give my right arm to go to the cold plunge right now. ooh, I want to go dunk in some cold water. I've gotten so used to being cold now that a little bit of heat and I'm like dying. Like, I'm too fat for this. So, I'm not gonna complain though. I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, so my answer was clear. I was like, okay, all right, Lord, you're taking me somewhere, whatever it is, I'm submitted to it. So anyway, I just thought that was a beautiful dream though, because I even woke up in the middle of the night and I had to go to the currency converter because I wasn't sure if it was a Thai baht or a rupee from India, and so I went on the currency converter and did both. And hold on. This time of day, the street gets a lot of deliveries to this big warehouse. So, like at night, it's really quiet, but in the morning, there's a lot of 18 wheelers that drive down the street. Anyway, so I did go on the currency converter in the middle of the night, and I was like, "What's 2 million rupees, or what's 200 baht? 2 million baht in in American currency?" And each coin was worth like, I think it was like $60,000. You know, it was something amazing. You know, it was like so much more value than what I didn't even know what I was carrying. I was just like, here, keep the change. You know. But that's the way, you know, I had no problem blessing them. I didn't go back and be like, oh, give me my blessings back that I gave you by mistake. You know, no, it's like that's because it wasn't about the money. It was about the gifts and the talents that God has for us to give to other people. And so we don't know what we're carrying, but something that doesn't work in our own hometown is going to work beautifully somewhere. It's going to be a great benefit to someone else. So yeah, so whatever you got that God's put inside of you, he might have to take you out of your element to bring it to life, to make it beneficial to other people, you know. And so no home cooking for me. Dang it. But it's all good. I at least I was just so grateful that the Lord answered, you know. And so anyway, happy Friday. I don't How are you guys today? I think I'm gonna well, I gotta go run some errands because oh my goodness, that truck just he just I think he hit something. So hold on. I have a little stockpile of winter clothes I want to go donate just to get them out of my car. So I have to go do that, and I am so famished. And I don't know. I'm just gonna go do some stuff today. I got to go find some stuff to do because it's starting to get really really warm out, and I don't know if it feels like the pressure is on now. It's like, okay, what are we doing? Cause I don't like being hot. I'm such a baby when it comes to heat, but it's all good. It's all good. So, anyway, have a great day. Happy Friday. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.